As far as my disclosures, I am a researcher and consultant with Allotex. For myopia, we're doing great with the options. For astigmatism, we're doing great for the corneal refractive options. For hyperopia, for corneal refractive options, still we have a gap, especially for people that aren't ready for lens replacement. And for presbyopia, again, we have a gap in the corneal refractive market. But that's kind of my thoughts on current state. My refractive surgery practice, it's such a joy to perform corneal refractive surgery for that, non-presbyope, because they get visual functioning at all ranges. And to tell you the truth, I'm experiencing the same thing with, modern day implants, being able to really help patients achieve all ranges of vision. But the largest group of patients I deal with, those patients that are, in that, late 30s, 40s, up to mid 50s, who want a refractive surgery option that's going to take care of their distance visual needs and their near visual needs. We continue to, again, have monovision as their main option. And they're really looking for something that helps them get that range of function, but minimizes impact at distance. They don't necessarily want to have the distance blur of monovision. And for even those patients that do think they're okay with the distance blur of monovision, oftentimes they aren't. And then we're, moving that eye out the distance because we don't have a great option for that patient who's not ready for lens replacement. So you add to that the emmetropic presbyopes who, have heard about monovision with the contact lens, have heard about monovision with laser vision correction, and they're looking for an option. And to tell you the truth, they would love to have an option that they can try, most likely have a high rate of success, but is removable if possible. It's a more sensitive group of patients. And so even though we've seen a lot of progress in refractive surgery, we still have this gap. And that's where I believe human corneal collagen inlays can really fill that gap. For those patients that already are coming to me for a refractive procedure, and they, for instance, want to have LASIK, and we want to also address their presbyopia, what I think will excite my patients is we don't have to blur distance like monovision does. And I think it's going to be an easy discussion with them. I think the other has to do with my confidence, and that's where the biocompatibility issue comes in. Having been involved with some of the synthetic corneal inlay research and being very familiar with that, sometimes what would happen if the patient didn't like it, there was already a change in the collagen that, even though it was removable, it wasn't reversible. And we know from decades of human collagen use on human corneas, whether it be lamellar keratoplasty or keratophakia, that biocompatibility was really never the issue. Those corneas remained clear. And the use of human collagen has been used in so many other parts of the body, including the eye, that to finally have something that has the precision and accuracy to fill that presbyopic gap in my practice for both those patients with refractive error and presbyopia that, want to have the combination, or for my presbyopic emmetropes that will be able to have the surgical confidence that it's not only removable, but we're going to leave their own collagen in a pristine state if for some reason they don't enjoy the effect. I think is a paradigm shift in the corneal presbyopia market. And the reason you've seen, ever since the, 60s, synthetic corneal collagen research has happened because people dream of a removable, presbyopic option because so many patients aren't ready for lens replacement. And that's why we've seen so much work put into synthetic corneal inlays when the answer has been, sitting there. And I think because of the other technologies that lead to these precise little lenticules that Allotex is creating, its time has come.